Alright guys, welcome to the channel, America's Reality 360. Today we're doing Fast for Fridays, where we go fast for Friday, because who wants to spend much time going over the news on a Friday, right? So let's jump right into it. Story number one, check it out. Alright, so President Trump was talking a lot about tariffs on the campaign trail, and here we go. Another promise made, promise kept. Here's the deets. Goods exported from Canada and Mexico to the US will be hit with a 25% tariff, while products from China face a 10% tariff, according to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. When asked, President Trump gave three specific reasons for imposing these tariffs. Number one being illegal immigration, and then drug trafficking, and finally trade deficits. Now all that checks out to me, so yep, I'll allow it. Now Canada has pledged to retaliate with a forceful but reasonable response. Mexico, on the other hand, being a little smarter than Canada, sorry my Canadian friends, but they've declined to provide details on a plan that they say they have drawn up, and China, being China, said that they will firmly defend their interests. And that brings us to our second story. President Trump orders federal government not to fund or assist with gender transitions for youth. And side note, this lady's big mad. Now, it's important to point out that this is only referencing federal funding. It's not like this stuff is just banned across the country. Okay, as you see here, the order applies to healthcare plans for federal employees and plans that are administered through Medicaid, Medicare, and TRICARE, the healthcare program for families of the military and their families. President Trump commented on the matter, saying, "It is the policy of the United States that it will not fund, sponsor, promote, assist, or support the so-called transition of a child from one sex to another, and it will rigorously enforce all laws that prohibit or limit these destructive and life-altering procedures." Round of applause. Totally checks out once again, and we will allow it. So our third story is a doozy, and it hits kinda close to home for me. Fortunately, it's not my home anymore, but I did used to live in New Jersey. And former Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey was just sentenced to 11 years in prison with no fines in a federal bribery case. Now, apparently him and his associates were convicted with an array of different charges, including bribery, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and obstruction of justice. Bob Menendez here was found guilty on all 16 counts. And I'd say it's well deserved, since apparently he was using his influence to direct billions of dollars in US aid to Egypt in order to benefit their businesses over there. And he was doing this through his two associates. Now, although Bob was sentenced with the longest prison time being 11 years, he did not receive a fine. And his two associates here had some hefty fines, $1.75 million and $1.3 million. But again, they were sentenced to less time in prison. And apparently his wife was down for the cause too. She's facing 15 bribery and corruption charges. They had a little Bonnie and Clyde thing going, I guess. Her trial's set for March 18th. Now I'm gonna make a prediction here. As you see, they already have his appeal ready to go. And I'm guessing that they didn't fine this guy any money because his whole 11-year prison sentence will most likely get dropped down to probation, time served, something like that. And then his bank account will be fully intact. It'll look to the public like, oh yeah, he got in trouble. But as it goes, they're all in cahoots. They'll take care of their boy. And I'll keep an eye on this story and update it as it goes, just to see if my prediction is accurate. Alright, and our fourth and final story is a good one. I'm loving this. Our based, newly introduced MAGA Chad RFK Jr. He's popping ZYNs at his confirmation hearing. It was great, and the liberal media is all mad about it. And you gotta appreciate the smoothness. You know, these Democrats were railing into him, so I don't blame him for popping his in. There you go. Boom. Do it up, Bobby. No complaints here, bud. Now, the liberal media, they are so mad about this. They totally hate ZYNs now because a bunch of MAGA Chads love popping the ZYNs. But check it out. The FDA authorized ZYN and other pouches as a smoking reduction aid, giving them a reputation as a less harmful alternative. And they go on and on about, why nicotine's so bad. But as we know, many doctors have spoken out against that, and they say like the worst it's going to do is give you some energy, a little boost. Yes, nicotine is addictive, but it's really like the hundreds of other chemicals that you can't even pronounce and never heard of inside of cigarettes that are so bad. So nicotine kind of got a bad rap because of that in the past. And look, I am not advocating for people to start using nicotine, but these people are freaking out just because they don't like him because now he's with Trump. They used to love RFK. And those are our top stories on Fast Forward Fridays. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And y'all have a great weekend, okay? Don't have too much fun without me. Be safe. And maybe tune in tomorrow for another great video on America's Reality 360. I hope I see you over there. All right, guys? Later. Woo!